What do you do when you hear about great things that have happened in someone else's life? Maybe they got a promotion, maybe they just got married and they had now started having children. Maybe they made that huge deal that they were always talking about and you were always wondering whether they would actually make it. How does the reputation of others impact your life? My name is Kwame Rubadiri. Please join me for the next few moments as we still deal with the topic of reputation. Last time we were together, we talked about how God elevated the profile, elevated the person and the responsibility of Joshua in the eyes of the children of Israel. He became this highly respected leader, as highly respected as his predecessor and the one who had mentored him and prepared him, the prophet Moses. Now Joshua had this great responsibility of taking the children of Israel who had been wandering in the desert for 40 years into the promised land. And not just to lead them into the promised land, to help conquer it, and then to divide up the spoils amongst all the tribes of the children of Israel. It was a monumentous task, but God knew that he had a man in Joshua who was up to the task, and so he elevated his profile. He gave him a reputation that the children of Israel could connect with. But there was another group of people who also heard of the reputation not just of Joshua, but of the children of Israel. And those were the tribes of people who were in the promised land, who were occupying the land before Israel now was able to dispossess them of it and divide it amongst themselves. This is what we find in Joshua chapter 5, verse 1. When all the Amorite kings west of the Jordan and all the Canaanite kings along the coast heard how God had dried up the Jordan before the Israelites until they had crossed over, their hearts, the hearts of these Canaanite and Amorite kings, melted in fear, and they no longer had the courage to face the Israelites. Now, when your reputation is held in the hands of God, it is molded by God. You may often think, well, I'm just a believer, I'm just a Christian. These are huge professionals, they're captains of industry, they're titans of technology. What could little old me or simple me offer in a situation like this? The fact is that when God puts his hand on you and marks you and gives you a reputation, and people hear of the things that God is doing in your life, it doesn't matter how powerful, how rich, how influential they already are. Because when God puts his mark of his reputation upon your life and doing things in your life, it sets them aside. It helps them to look at you in a completely different light, like these Amorite and Canaanite kings. The Bible says their hearts melted. They knew that they had the resources, the power, the armies, etc., but they just had no ability to muster any courage within themselves to watch over to attack the Israelite nation. Now, this had a lot to do with the reputation that God had established upon them. There are some people who may not like you. Some people may even oppose your success and your upward mobility in your place of work or any part of society. But if God has his hand on you and your reputation is firmly in the hands of God, your character merges with it. God puts the fear of God, if you will, in the hearts of those who oppose you. And don't be surprised when God opens doors in places you least expected, because people have heard about you and they've heard about how God uses you. So put your reputation in God's hands. He'll take care of how everyone else, however powerful, influential they may be, may think about you. When they know God's hand is upon you and your reputation speaks of the power of God at work within you, they will melt in submission to the hand of God over your life. So don't think too lightly of yourself. Don't think that you're underqualified or underprepared. If God has put you in a place of responsibility, put you in a place of influence, put you in a place where change can be made through your life, it doesn't matter how tall the mountain might be, you, through your reputation and God's hand upon your life, can tell that mountain to move into the sea. God bless you as you work on building a reputation that God is pleased with.